This is an ayah whose language appears a few times. Kama arsalna fikum, the way we sent in you rasulan, a messenger, minkum, from you. So again, just repeating a point we've looked at many times. Why is the messenger to a particular town? Why is the prophet to a particular town of those people? An easy question we've talked about before.
Because can send someone that won't. He
knows
knows them.
They all know him. He speaks their language. They recognize him.
He knows their issues too.
Yeah, he knows their issues. Yeah, as opposed to someone who's coming from the outside. And yeah. So, and then we have some functions of the messenger. Yatlu alaykum ayatina. So, reciting to you our ayat. Wa yuzakkikum, and purifying you. Wa yu'allimukum al-kitaba, and teaching you the kitab. Wal hikmah, and teaching you the hikmah. Wa yu'allimukum ma lam takunu ta'lamun, and teaching what you did not know. So, a few things here, a few functions of the messenger. One is to recite the ayat. So, in simple language, he receives the ayahs, he recites them to us. Okay. Another is to actually purify us. And the question that I raised, did we look at an ayah like this before?
I think so.
Ibrahim al-Islam's dua.
Okay, yeah,
But
right.
the interesting thing with Ibrahim al-Islam, the order of these events were different.
Yeah, the way it plays out is different. I think in Surah Jummah it's also a different order.
And like the purifying was in Ibrahim al-Islam's dua was the last thing that he asked. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directs it, he changes the order.
Very nice point. Yeah. Okay. So he was also teaching the kitab and teaching the hikmah. So what is the relationship between the kitab and the hikmah? So a couple different understandings. One understanding is kitab is Quran, hikmah is sunnah. Another understanding kitab is the Prophet, peace be upon him. The hikmah is the Sahaba, which I think is a very interesting interpretation. Another would be what in our language we'd call the law and spirituality. Various theories. Or the law and the implementation of the law. Teaching you what you did not know is understood a few ways. One, you cannot know wahi. Wahi, you might be able to intuitively figure out some of the things of wahi, but wahi is knowledge that only you can get through wahi, right? You know, like there's things that I can figure out rationally through measurement and such, but the content of wahi, much of which is especially about the unseen, I cannot get except through wahi. Raise your hand. Or he is teaching them the ways of ibadah, because there is a dua, teach us the ways of ibadah. That you cannot know the ways of ibadah except through wahi. Like why fast in Ramadan as opposed to Muharram, as opposed to a different month? That only comes from wahi.
What part of the ayah are you talking about specifically?
The very last words, teaching what you did not know. Which leads to another command. Or a set of commands. And you've heard this in Jummah khutbahs. فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ. So, فَاذْكُرُونِي. So remember me. أَذْكُرْكُمْ, I remember you. Now it's easy to read this as remember me, then I will remember you. But it's kind of in the reverse. I remember you, then you remember me. Okay. Meaning Allah Ta'ala remembers me no matter what. So I should remember Him. And what should that lead me to? Have shukr of Allah. Which is the thing we've been saying all along, right? Have gratitude of Allah. And the opposite of shukr is kufr. One of the opposites.
No, wait, it doesn't. It says fadkurumi, so I remember, but it just says adkurkum.
Yeah,
I remember you.
yeah,
it doesn't say so I'll remember you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so
That's the point I'm making.
That's the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's the linguistic power of that?
So fa is essentially so, right?
Yes, I know that, right.
So it would make sense that it
So
was.
the fact that it didn't use the if then.
So if it was so udhkuruni fadhkurkum, you remember me, then I'll remember you.
Yes.
But this is saying, okay, so remember me, I will remember you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Meaning, I'm not going to remember you if you remember me.
Right.
I'm going to remember you.
And it doesn't even say I will. It's
I remember
It's just
you.
I remember you. It's
Yeah.
current. It's
Yeah.
present
Yeah.
tense.
It is present. It's present future. I mean, imperfect is the form. Incomplete.
Is it switched around? Like I remember,
Yeah.
like I remember you, so you should remember me.
So you can read it that way, right? But because this is being mentioned first, the instruction is, okay, remember me.
Okay.
Regardless of whether or not I remember you, but I remember you.
If it was so normal, it'd be like Ida would be first, right? That Ida statement.
It'd be a different structure. Wait, which Ida statement?
And is the
Yeah.
if then structure an English thing, or is that like a standard Arabic?
I'm totally confused by both of your questions.
No, but like if it was a normal Arabic sentence, like if you're doing a comparative sentence, wouldn't it start with Ida and then the fa part would come later?
It could just be udkuruni, remember me. Right? Just like iqra, read, udkuruni, remember me. What was your question, Fatima?
Oh, I was just saying that is the if then construction an American or an English like construction of.
Oh, we had that. If you have doubt about what
Oh,
we've sent
so
down,
that is an Arabic
then
construction as well.
yeah.
I mean, so then you kind of have to get to the question of why, why is it said then, so remember me, I remember, in other words, is it that, it's almost like, I don't want to say after all I remember you, but there's this, in other words, it's saying, I remember you, that should be on your mind all the time, so because of that, always remember.
Or connected to the previous ayah, right? That we sent a messenger to you, so remember me. Right. Yeah. See what I'm saying? That the fa could be just connecting it to the previous ayah.
I mean, it's, the fact that it's not a conditional, I think, inherently is a more powerful statement of this. That, I mean, even if you don't acknowledge the fact, Allah still remembers you, and then He still acknowledges, you're remembering Him. And it's more powerful, I think, the
Yeah,
fact that it's
that's
not
a nice point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next command, washkuruli. Be grateful to me. Next command, wala takfurun.
I got him. Don't worry.
This is 12.
This is 12.
No, isn't it 10?
13.
Command 10 is
Well,
remember me.
Remember me
10,
was.
11, 12, yeah.
Oh.
Wait, I thought 10 was do not fear them, fear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's why I was saying 13.
Yeah, so 11 is remember me, I remember you, right? What was 11?
12 is
No, 12.
Washkuruli.
It's 12.
12.
Be
now.
grateful to me.
Grateful is 12.
The number is not as important.
No, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out. Okay, also have gratitude. So when you say remember me and then I remember you and then have gratitude. That's
So-
the second one. Okay, that's fine.
Do not-
And then the next one, wala takfurun, and do not reject me. And it is also taken that the opposite of shukr and opposite of shukr is kufr.
I have a question about the Mahfa. So they do a short Arabic, like the people who think that Khutbah needs to be in Arabic, they usually do a short Arabic Khutbah.
I mean, everybody does that.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah. So then, after that, they do a dua in that Arabic khutbah. Is that right? Right? Okay, that's my
I
question.
mean, that part I don't think is as necessary. So you'll find
Okay.
some people who don't do it. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm always confused about what part I'm supposed to be like doing the dua, and then am I just
Just wait for people to say Amin, Amin,
Yeah, no, I
Amin.
mean,
yeah.
I listened to the Allahumma, and I was
Allahu
like,
Akbar,
oh, I
Amin.
know that one.
Yeah.
No, but like,
Especially when people start asking for maghfirah, Izzah, then the
Yeah,
first
right.
time means
Amin.
Amin, Allahumma Izz al-Islam, Amin. They get for maghfirah, all the Jannah, Izzah, oh man, I'm the first Amin out there.
but don't they also make like, it's because they use the Prophet ﷺ's like khutbahs, they like do the same duas, like have mercy on Abu Bakr and then Umar, or like their ummas and stuff. So like, I don't know. I mean that's fine, but shouldn't they like more duas like?
Meaning, so that is a prescribed dua, right? There's difference opinion as far as where it began. Some people say it began with Umar ibn Abdulaziz. So Allah knows best.
I think that's also the reason why if you go through the described dua, it goes through, like if you look at who's mentioned, a lot of the controversial people are not mentioned in the dua. Like
Interesting.
in other words, it's sort of a consensus dua that allows the Khulafa Rashidun, it includes the Fatima, includes and the people who would be considered among the Ahl Bayt. So it was sort of consensus building khutbah, if you like, where none of the quote unquote the controversial figures were included in the khutbah.
I have a question.
Yeah, whoever's.
Sorry, go ahead.
Jake.
Go ahead.
This is on the topic of khutbah. I recently heard and recorded the khutbah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I don't know if this is a famous one or not, but it's certainly amazing. I think maybe we should share it at some stage and bring it. And it's really, really.
Where did you hear it?
No one really.
Oh, I see. Where is it? Somebody.
No, I'm sorry, it was Abdul Nasser.
Oh, I see.
Like you just
It was actually part of the Khatib conference.
Oh, really?
That.
I recorded over there at the Khatib conference.
Mm.
Now I remember. It's really very powerful. And it's like, it's only maybe 10 minutes, but it delivers the complete message.
Really?
It's the complete formula of how you need to live
Oh.
in this world. What do you expect?
Pretty powerful. You know, on that ayah 151, Nawal Latan had made a point. I mean, when I was asking about this, about the order in which the dua of Ibrahim al-Islam was fulfilled. When Ibrahim al-Islam made the dua, he had asked for a messenger from amongst themselves to come who would recite and then teach, give wisdom, and purify. And purify was the last one, you know. And then Imam Ali Khan made the point that when he was making the dua, the only descendant and Muslim that he had experience with was his own son, who was already pure, right? And then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reordered these 5 things, he included purification as a second thing because it's for all the whole ummah.
Well, very interesting.
What were the 5 things? Teach, recite? Or recite?
So send a messenger amongst yourself, recite the verses, teach the book, and teach the wisdom, and then purify. Wisdom of the book, and then purify.
Okay.
I have a quick
You went.
When in 152, I'm thinking just because I don't know the Arabic. My translation here says reject not faith. Is there a difference between saying reject not faith or rejecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Would that be synonymous, like saying?
This is reject me, my understanding.
Okay, so it says reject not faith.
It's a note added, I think, in
No,
the
it's not.
translation.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
No, in the
that's what it said,
translation.
and reject not
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So like, no, it's not in
Yeah.
parentheses.
It
It
says
says
takfurun.
be grateful to me and reject my
Takfurun.
faith. That's what I'm trying to figure out what the Arabic is. It reject,
Yes.
don't reject
It
me.
just says don't do kufr, don't say
But
takfurun.
meaning,
Oh,
but it would be
That's
takfuruna,
different.
right? Which would be don't do kufr.
Don't do kufr. It just says,
Takfuruni
right.
is making it don't reject me.
Don't reject me. Okay.
But it says takfurun. It does not say takfurun, right?
This
There's
is
a
takfuruni.
kasra. There's a kasra at the end.
There's a
Well, that's
kasra.
takfurun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, that's interesting. I didn't even notice that. You know. So it's do not reject me.
Yeah.
Okay, so this the next section begins with I 153, not 163 but 150. The next section in this unit that we're looking at right now,
Okay.
and this we will be talking about the relationship between sabr and salah and death. These are some ayahs that we're all kind of familiar with, but the core of this next discussion, or next time inshallah, will be sabr. Sabr, I should say, not sabr. Any questions about anything? Anything at all?
Good question.
Yes, sir.
So if you just look inside here, just so when it says fadkuruni, it has the ya, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the me. But then here, when it says takfuruni, and it says deny me, but why doesn't have a ya there?
This is the
But
case
this
where
is like almost like a jar, you know, the jar form.
looks like it, right?
Yeah.
And so this is a case where the Quran, you know, has the more default way of addressing things. So all Arabic's coming from the Quran, right? So the fadhkuruni is also taking it further because that has a madda on top of it. I don't know if you can see the madda,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so this should theoretically be takfuruni. This is the
Yeah.
point that you're making, but the other Quran is saying it this way. So because it's coming from the Quran, it's correct, but this is not the normal way the Quran expects.
So how do we derive the translation of deny me?
Because it should be, if it's do not deny, it should be وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah. So essentially what is happening is that of takfuruna, the na is being dropped, so it's takfuru. Wala takfuru is what it should be,
I
okay,
see.
and you're adding ni.
But I would just expect there to be ya there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's so the Quran makes its own rules and it makes its own advanced rules.
So it's do not deny me
Yeah,
or reject me.
do not reject me, do not deny me. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Okay then, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. And Allah Ta'ala, please give Alia's